Hello class, welcome to week 2. You've all survived week 1. I know it's not that hard, but you know, you've survived. So if you're in Prescott, I hope you enjoyed some snow. We got a little bit at my house, and of course enjoyed like the snowy morning of just hanging around and reading, and it was pretty great. So a couple things I want to talk about from week 1. Excuse me while I go back so I can look at it. A lot of you have very interesting posts. I was very happy to see your faces and to get to know you. Several of you I know already, but for those of you who I don't know or haven't met before, I was happy to see your face, and so thank you for going through the 50 million takes of filming all the videos and, you know, primping your hair and your makeup and finding a good background and whatever it is that went into picking a good video. If you did not film a video for the week 1 post, it wasn't required, though recommended for this post. A couple of you didn't because you had technological difficulties or something. It's not like I'm going to drop you from the class for that or anything. But I would highly encourage you to be in touch with Help Desk if the video was unsuccessful, because your posts for Ocean at the End of the Lane and for Hamilton are absolutely required that they do need to be videos. So absolutely please contact Help Desk if you were not able to upload a video. As I've said before, sometimes YouTube is just the easiest way to do it. I have a Panopto recordings link available on the left-hand toolbar if you want to click on that. But for most people, it's just easier to upload to YouTube. You can also, in case you are interested, lock the video for private settings only, which means that the only people who then can look at the video are people who you expressly invite. That would be us, because you're providing a link. So that might be of interest to some of you. Other things that I saw in the posts, several of you are interested in working on like dialogue. I saw that one for sure, and if I recall, I think another one was plotting. So yeah, I really enjoyed reading that, particularly because that kind of helps me know how to direct the lessons as I see fit. I know my online class looks pretty spare at this point, because I mean, a lot of the discussion board posts I've locked until the relevant week. But I also like to kind of feel out your manuscripts and see what it is that you really need from the lessons, and then I tailor the lessons to fit what you all collectively need, what most of you need. So I'll definitely be planning some lessons on dialogue based on some of the comments I saw on those posts. Also, I really loved listening to your favorite authors. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, so it was really fun. I really enjoyed looking at your videos. I especially like that, you know, we're in this online world. We're so satellite from each other here. It's not like we're seeing each other in the same place at the same time every week. So it was nice to be able to humanize the online class by seeing everybody's faces. So again, thank you for your participation in that. And I'm really excited to see us bond as a group. I am a fond believer that it takes a group to make a writer, and so I hope this is your group for that. So yeah. I had just previously now mentioned this, but all of the discussion board posts are locked until the relevant week, and I've set them all to unwind at one consistent time. So what happens is you have had week 1 and week 2's posts available to you to view them and to be able to post in them. And the way that each week will now work is that a new discussion board post will be made available on the Friday before it's due, and then the previous discussion board posts will disappear the Sunday after your replies are due. So it gives you over a week to go back and reference the posts if you need them. But I do recommend that you keep track of your work. So let's say, for example, I'm a student and I write something according to the prompt. I write my 250 to 750 words. I press send. I think it's mediocre. But let's say a whole bunch of people comment to it, and I can see some areas where I want to improve it and I want to add it to my manuscript. And let's say I think about it for a couple of days. Then go back and copy and paste it into a Word document and hold on to it, because when the discussion board disappears, then you'll be locked out of that information. So save your work as we go through the semester, and that'll be really helpful to you. Okay, now is the point at which we talk about the submission. So I've had a couple of questions, but let me start first by telling you what I expect from your submission. This is advanced fiction, which means that all of you have either been in my class, or you've been in one of Lorraine's classes, or you've been in one of the other creative writing classes, and you have already worked with something. I want you to take that something, whatever it is. Let's say in Lorraine's class, you wrote a whole bunch of little starts for little stories in the discussion board post, and something is like a flicker of a flame that you want to follow and build into a bonfire. Or let's say you were in my POV class last semester on campus, and you worked through 2 drafts of a manuscript, but you feel like there's still something that you want to follow, a thread that you want to pull and see what it discovers. What I really want for your advanced fiction course, at least for the purposes of this semester, is to take one story idea that is with you, either from this class or from another class or whatever, but I want you to work with a story that you've worked with before. And this can look like a short story that you've written a few drafts for and are like moving forward into the next new draft, or this can look like adding a new chapter to a novel that is unfinished. Honestly, the submission is really up to you to make the most out of it. You know what you need in your writing life, and you are going to turn in whatever raw material you have, and that's what we're going to work with for the semester. Don't overthink it. That's my best advice for you. Don't overthink it. Because if you overthink it, I feel like that's when the writer's block happens, or that's when the anxiety happens. Should I pick this short story, or should I pick that short story? Should I pick this novel, or should I pick that novel? Just go with your gut, right? So don't overthink it. Go with your gut. Turn it in, and then don't think about it, and then we'll move from there. Some questions. One person said, can I, wait, let me look at it. I want to make sure I'm saying the correct thing. Can I write a new chapter or part of my novel? Absolutely. Another person said that they're inspired by a previous author, and that they would really like to be able to write like 3 short stories that are roughly 5 pages long each. That's fine. Your page limit for this is 15 pages. So do the most with the 15 pages you have. Some of you may choose to write one short story at 7 pages long and 1 short story at 8 pages long. I don't care how you spend your 15 pages, but keep in mind that whatever it is you do with those 15 pages, we are eventually going to be cutting down to 10 pages later. So think about it. Think about it and see where your creative spirit guides you. It can be on anything. As far as content goes, you can read my syllabus to look for some tone issues if you're really concerned, but for the most part, I trust you as a group of writers, so I'm not too worried. I just ask, no gratuitous sex, profanity, violence, that kind of stuff. If you want to think of it as like a kind of trigger warning, you're not the only person who's going to be reading your story, right? I'm going to be reading it, and eventually it's going to be in a critique group. So pick something that you're going to be comfortable with having an open conversation with over a bunch of people. So, let your conscience be your guide. So unless you have other specific questions about your submission, it's fairly open-ended. I want you to get out of this class whatever it is that you want. And to that end, I'm kind of opening up that part of it. You'll notice that the week 2 post also has a discussion board post that kind of relates to the manuscript as a whole. So that could serve the purpose of you considering what it is that you want to do through the discussion board post on Friday, and then committing to it at least by Monday to turn it in then. So whatever you decide, though, I mean, you do have a week to think about it. Your submission is due next Monday. So be sure to think about that and get those wheels turning and turn in something good. Or not good. I mean, sometimes it's easier to turn in like the crappiest draft you have and then to revise it from there. I mean, I've done that before. Other things, tomorrow you have 2 things due. You have your pre-assessment survey due, and you have your syllabus contract due. Most of you have already turned those in, but I just wanted to be sure that that you are aware of those things that are due. According to my syllabus, if you don't sign the syllabus contract, then I drop you from the class. So definitely make sure that you get that in. So I think that's it, class. I'm excited for this semester. I'm even more excited after having seen all your posts. I'm looking forward to your submissions to see what you do. I'm hoping for more snowy days so that we can read and write and be the introverted, coffee-sipping writers we are. And with that, I wish you a lovely week. And as always, if you have questions, just let me know. Thank you.